Hello and welcome to episode 11 of We Apologise What You're About to Hear. My name is Dani.
And I am Adele.
And we made it to episode 11.
We did. And I'm going to jump straight in and apologise straight away because I have to because I am feeling like I didn't get up till 8 o'clock and we're recording this at it's 11:38 now, but it's early for me. I need
when
like
were we
a
meant
good,
to start?
11.
We had
well,
we meant to
10:30. 10:30. But I am still, I've got brain fog, so much so that it affected me getting dressed this morning. And I've got like my normal black gym leggings on, but I also ended up putting on like a thermal base layer, which is quite similar to the leggings. So I'm wearing like all black, but it feels a bit like, currently my look is like a Teletubby wearing a black unitard. That is exactly how I feel right now.
It's a visual image that I am conjuring and I'm not happy about it.
I mean, you know, if you just imagine one of those mime unitards that they wear all over.
No,
that's
please.
exactly, I feel like
I don't want
the
to.
red Teletubby wearing
Adele,
a
stop.
mime unitard.
Stop. I can see you in it. I don't want to see you in it.
I mean, you can see me. That's the thing. I purposely I'm hot now because I had to put on a jumper simply to stop the unitard look. Like, I was just like, oh, my brain was that foggy. I was having difficulty choosing socks, which for most people is probably not even a thing they think about. Like, how do I match my socks to my outfit? But, you know, it's a thing I do. It's a thing I do.
I think my only socket issues is this same pair of black socks. That's all I own is black socks.
Right. Why is that such a thing? Because people think, black socks, it doesn't matter if they're paired or not. It matters.
I am wearing an unmatched pair of black socks because I couldn't find a pair. To be fair though, I looked for 5 seconds and then
5 seconds.
It was too much effort and just picked 2 up.
Can I just say, I am one of those people. I know loads of people who don't care about wearing match socks or whatever. I am one of those people that I can't do it. And my friend bought me, you know, you can get purposely mismatched socks like in boxes, and she bought me some, and I tried. I wore one once, and I can't even say I wore a pair. But I tried my damnedest to find the nearest thing to a pair I could, because it just, mismatched socks fucks with my brain.
If I know that nobody can see, I would always wear mismatched socks.
Oh my
god!
No, I can't do. I cannot do that. Like I say, even in a box of purposely mismatched socks, I had to try and find the nearest thing to a match because I just. Wow, that really, it messes with me. I don't know if it's the autistic side of me or if it's just who I am, but I just know that for me, that is, the whole day is like that, knowing like, my socks don't match, what the hell? Yeah.
I've got too much going on for sock issues. I'm like, nah.
Do you know what?
Bored.
Like, my socks always match, but my shoes, I've been out of the house with mismatched shoes before now.
I think, whoa. Rewind. You cannot come on here and go, oh, you weirdo, you wear mismatched socks. And then, I've stepped out of the house with mismatched shoes on before. What?
It was an accident and I was getting ready in a rush and I got I wear boots more than actual shoes. And I was getting ready to go out for my friend's birthday meal. And I just didn't really have time to look properly. And I accidentally put on. And I was walking, I use public transport. So I was walking to the bus stop. I'm wondering why my heels felt a little bit different. Because I was wearing. And I didn't notice until I was already on.
Too far away to change the situation.
I was I had to catch 2 buses. And I was already on the second bus by the time I noticed.
Oh my god.
But I will say this, I don't know what it was about that mismatched pair of shoes, but I pulled on the bus.
You always pull on the bus.
Well, at the bus stop, yeah, I did. I pulled at the bus stop, and by the time we got off the bus,
what
it
vibe
was like,
are you giving off? You always pulling.
I don't know.
I don't
know what I mean. Yeah, and he was like a lot younger. I was 29, and he was like 6'4".
Was he legal?
Yeah,
Don't
he
tell
was
the
legal.
story
He
of
was
who-
legal. He'd got into
Okay.
it. He'd got into Cambridge. He'd had a Cambridge acceptance letter. So
god. Imagine. No, he was like 10.
No, he was definitely legal, but apparently I was his first kiss.
Just
so, you know?
immoral. Wait, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
I didn't find that out until after, but yeah.
Why are you kissing people at bus?
I
How long
wa-
are you at the bus stop for to
Well-
engage in the kiss?
Well, the thing is, when I first noticed him, I just noticed him walking past the bus stop and we made eye contact, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, he came back, got on the bus, we spoke all the way through, because clearly he'd clocked me clocking him. Which makes me sound like a right perv that I'd clocked like an 18-year-old at the bus stop.
Yeah, you do. Good point well made. Yeah. True.
He didn't look 18. I will say that he did not look 18.
Did
And
he
it
look
was dark.
younger? Question mark?
I mean,
You're on it.
it was dark, and clearly I was wearing the wrong shoes
So
that
you're
day.
making out with strangers in odd shoes
in the dark.
in the dark. What?
It was January. That's all I can say. It was January. A lot
January.
happened.
Odd shoes. 18-year-old child.
Not a child. He was technically an adult. Legally.
When you've got
fully-
to say technically in front of something.
Legally
it's
an
never
adult.
Good. Legally and technically, he's an adult. It's questionable. It's not illegal. It's just
Anyway,
immoral.
yeah,
It's fine.
So, like, we swapped numbers. We ended up kissing after we got off the bus. This was.
How romantic.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I mean, we're talking a long time. This is well over a decade ago. Well, I say well over. It's not even a decade yet because I'm not 39 yet. So
I was going to say, wait a minute.
I'm just trying
I
to
missed a couple of years. Like, what have we got?
Yeah. So he was a lovely guy. It's just like clearly at the time I didn't know how young he was because that would have
You're
been
on
a thing. Well, no, like I didn't. He was on University Challenge once. That, you know. Good prospects.
Oh my god! So
Yeah.
we could find him.
We might be able to. I don't know if they made it through to like actually, you know. But yeah. And I don't know his surname. Maybe I do. I can't remember. We can stalk him.
Honest to
him.
God, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with my life. You're making out with strangers at bus stops in odd pair of shoes.
Not
and
anymore. I'm not. This was like
No, but you've done that. I
Yeah, I've
cannot
done
have
that.
this story because I didn't. Well,
you don't
I
catch
drive.
buses. Yeah.
no. So when I did, I certainly wasn't making out with strangers. I just had my
No.
headphones in. And, I think I've got a vibe about me of like, don't come near me.
Oh yeah. Whereas I seem to have the opposite vibe, especially on public transport, to the point where I sometimes have to like move because.
Unless though, there's a what would you call it? There's an area, there's a time and a place where every time I get this certain train, I will be engaged with it by normally someone who, how do I say this politely? Has some issues, shall we say?
Okay.
I'll say that. I'll be nice about it. Has some issues, but normally these people.
Would this be when you catch a train towards where Schmalz lives or Schmanner?
No, neither.
Neither.
This is a train
Okay.
to Manchester.
Okay, so it is more towards Schmanner.
I don't know where that is on a map, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
with
it
you.
is. I'm gonna go with
Geography is not my strong suit.
Okay.
But yeah, every time I've ever caught a train to Manchester, on the way home,
Wow.
every time.
Oh, okay.
I've had somebody talk to me very like intently, but they were leaning on like a door and the doors that go from like
Yeah.
section to section of the train, but they just weren't learning their lesson, so they'd lean on it, be chatting, and then someone would open the door, so then they'd kind of fall over and then come back and do the exact same thing again.
Can I just say, I would pay to be there with you if that ever happens.
Well, you know what I'm
again.
like though. I sort of get very don't know how to engage. Just want to like ignore the situation. So I start nodding and go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's how I used to be when I was younger, and now I'm either like really chatty or really like just leave me alone. And I've been at the point though where like similar situation on the tube. Like I can remember I was coming back from the O2 on the tube. I was with a friend. We were just traveling back late at night after a gig, and some random guy. Oh, was it from the O2 or was it from Camden? This bloody random guy, and he looked like he was coked up to the eyeballs. He's sitting there with a bag of crisps, and I'm kind of like side-eyeing him, kind of because you can tell when someone's a bit like high, and high but ready to engage, and you don't know which way they're going to engage, like friendly or aggressive. And so we were kind of side-eyeing him. And like he then starts trying to chat me up and offering, literally like trying to shove his bag of crisps at me. Like, what the fuck? And then asking me like, oh, can he get my address? Can he, like, you know, walk me home? I'm like, no. I'm staying with a friend tonight, dude. And he's like, oh yeah, but you know, if you want me to walk you home, I'm like,
Nope.
No, I don't want your crisps, even though they are Kel chips. No, I don't.
When I went to London, it was quite funny though, because when I got on the tube, again, this was kind of weird. This was daytime because I was like, it was like a family thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, the amount of people that just chatted to me.
Yeah, people
say that nobody's chatty in London. I had so many nice chats with people. And
yeah.
they were like, oh yeah, you know, and talking about the trip. I think because it was quite hot as well, the line we were on.
Oh, okay, so I've always had really, like, people always say about how Londoners are really
but I suppose we're coming as
aggressive
tourists and we're not doing like the rush hour.
I've done rush hour quite a lot. I have done rush hour, and I will say it's not, do you know, oh god, I'm going to sound awful. It isn't the Londoners that are rude. The people that are rude are actually the tourists. And I've had this experience where I've been walking along the road, and because my regular tube stop in London is quite a touristy area. So for me...
You're regularly going to London, are you?
I used to be at London quite a lot. So it was like a regular thing.
So cosmopolitan.
I know. There was time when I was going down there, like... Oh, I can only say regularly. That's regularly in London. And I always was in the same spot. I would always stay in the same place. So my particular area is Bayswater. That's the area that I'm happy wandering around at 4 o'clock in the morning or wherever, same as at home. It is home from home for me. And it's quite a touristy area though in the day, because you've got Hyde Park, Kensington Palace, and walking along the street, minding my own business. And then all of a sudden there's this rush of like tourists trying to get on one of the tour buses, and they will literally push you into the road to get on it. It's like, it's quite an aggressive situation. So I can understand how actual people who live in London, they don't want to live in areas like that, which is true. Like my cousin was in Finsbury and he was happy living in Finsbury because it kept him out of that sort of situation. And, you know, I've had friends living more further north and things. So I can understand that, but also like I can understand how people who have to commute on public transport in London can seem a bit edgy, you know, like not edgy cool, but like have an bit of a hard edge to them.
I thought you meant edgy cool.
Yeah. No, they can seem like they've got a bit of a hard edge, because when you're constantly getting pushed around by tourists, it's like a pain in the ruddy arse.
Yeah.
Like I was lucky when I was commuting. I was commuting from, like I say, I always stayed in Bayswater because that was, for me, was like villagey. It felt villagey. And so I was commuting from Bayswater, stupid really, because it was so far away, all the way up to King's Cross. And I had to be it was at drama school. I had to be there for like 9 o'clock in the morning. So you are doing the commuter time. It's not an easy, but it actually wasn't that bad because it is mainly Londoners. So there's no pushing, shoving. Whereas you wait a bit later to when it like touristy. Oh my God, it's hell. It's actual hell.
Crazy.
So yeah, sorry to have a bit of a rant about that, but yeah.
London transport rant. Neither of us live in London. Okay.
No, I know. I do miss it though.
I think when I went London, I was like, I could visit here, but I just know for me, I would not live there.
I think it just depends where you live. It's so expensive though. It is ridiculous. Like my cousin, his flat was lovely, but he, like I say, he was living in Finsbury. Yeah, Finsbury. He was living in Finsbury at the time, and his flat was lovely, but it felt so far away from... I was only in, like I say, I was in Bayswater, and it felt so far away at times. Not when I was hammered at, like, stupid o'clock in the morning, but, you know, the taxi did...
next door.
Well, yeah, but the taxi still cost me 20 quid.
Oh.
Yeah, harsh.
Damn.
Hot. I was so hammered,
we are
though.
nearly 20
oh
minutes
my
in.
God, and we've just waffled shit. Sorry, yeah, we've
Welcome
waffled.
to the waffle shit
Yeah.
episode.
How did that even get onto? Oh yeah, because we were talking about my shoe issue. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, transport. So what my friend Adele is
Well,
floating.
I'm
Your
going to
boat.
say this is going to make me sound like a right perv. Because the theme of what's
And previously you haven't?
No,
Okay.
what I mean is, okay, but today we're focusing on things like my flirting, which has now gone from flirting on public transport to the office. But was floating my boat this week. I had a whinge last week about how I've been dragged back into the office and not working from home anymore. But one of the benefits of working from the office is we have some beautiful, beautiful people. And
This can't be your thing. Please
please
tell me this is not your thing.
Well, it's kind of a twofold thing. So first of
Okay.
all, what happened
your
this
brave.
week is that I'm going to call him Mo the Turk. That sounds offensive. It isn't.
That sounds really
He is
offensive, but
both-
carry on.
Well, he's both Turkish and named Mo. And
Well,
he-
you've really hidden his identity.
Yeah, I know,
there.
right? Anyway, so he's got this beautiful career, and he worked for my company a couple of years ago, but then left because he wanted to go home, and he's now back in England. And I saw him on like a bus ages ago, but
You
he's
and
now
buses,
come
man.
back. I know, right? He's now come back to work for my company again. So I'm happy that he's back because he is bloody gorgeous, and also we've been having that little bit of eye contact going on, and he started
I'm
like
actually face palming for people that can't see.
started
Well, no one
talking
can see
to
me.
me.
We don't do visuals. I'm face palming.
So yeah, so every time he has to come past, we're now like proper holding eye contact and speaking to each other now. And then but
yeah.
however, so I don't know if I've ever mentioned my three kind of workplace crush, which is father, son, and son-in-law.
We can't do this on the pod.
Oh, we can.
Adele.
We're gonna have to.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
But I'm not going to
Dying
talk
for
about. Right.
you.
All I'm going to say is that my main crush out of those three is
Even Ruby
Happy.
disapproves.
Yeah,
Can you hear
Ruby's
the dog?
bark.
Everyone? The dog
dog's
disapproves.
barking. So I so
That's
Pappy
disapproval.
is like out of the three of them. Pappy's
Oh
my
my
favourite.
Oh my
Who is the father, obviously. Anyway, so this week, obviously I've been back in the
I
office for
wanna
2
die.
weeks. As he was leaving this week, Pappy came by my office to tell me, have a good weekend, but also he ended it with saying, "Oh, I'm really glad you're back."
Oh my god, I want to die.
So I've been smiling from ear to ear for the past 24 hours because Pappy is happy that I'm back.
I want to die.
I know.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's
Why are
just
you
like,
doing
it's
this to
making
me?
Yeah. So,
No.
uh-huh.
Please no.
That's
No.
the thing that's floating my boat. I wanted it to be something like amazing, like a product, or I've just started watching The Bold Type, which is on Netflix, and I just love it. And no,
You could have done that. You could
I
have done the
could have
Bold
gone
Type.
with The Bold Type, but I didn't. It's Pappy. Pappy's telling me that he's so happy I'm back. He didn't say so happy. He just said, I'm really happy you're back. Well, no, his exact wording was, I'm happy to have
Can I
you
die
back.
now? How about die now?
Mhm.
Now?
Yeah.
What about now?
And anyway, but at least Pappy's older,
I
He's like 55 or something. So, the opposite.
Where this conversation is being recorded for public distribution.
Hey, look, it's better than the 18-year-old we were talking about on the bus. So,
I don't know. I don't know. Is what I'm saying. Okay, tell me about the Bold Type then.
I knew you were going to
Please.
disapprove. I said to you would
Please.
totally disapprove of what was floating my boat this week.
Yeah,
and-
we have a little meeting before, just some rough things we might say. And she's like, "Oh, I've got something, but you'll disapprove." And I was like, "Nah, I
Nah.
probably won't." I didn't
Yeah.
think this would be the thing. I didn't
yeah.
think it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the Bold Type, please.
Yeah, so I will say this is one from Philippa again. She got me into this, and it's basically three friends who all start out working for the same magazine, and their relationships with each other, with the world around them, and it's basically like Sex and the City, but for a newer generation, and it's better. It's a bit more diverse, shall we say? Sex and the City was not diverse. This is definitely there. But there was one scene, and this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen The Bold Type. I'm so far behind, so if you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry about the spoiler, but there are probably a million more online because it's on season 4 and I'm just about starting season 2. But
Where's
there's
this
one
that you can get this. Just to be.
Oh, it's on Netflix. But there's one scene in season 1 where one of the three main characters, she invites her friends round to her boyfriend's house, and she's a little bit stoned, and the three of them end up sitting in the bathtub. And I was just like, that seems familiar.
Maybe people have done that.
Yeah, and it just reminded
drunk.
me of, like, you were drunk. I wasn't drunk at my wedding. But
I was drunk.
Yeah, you were drunk at my wedding. Philippa was slightly tipsy, I think.
We can't tell the wedding story though. That's
No, we're
Christmas.
not telling the wedding story yet. And also I want to wait for my divorce to come through.
Yay.
Yeah. But yeah, so it just reminded me of me, you and Philippa sitting in the bathtub.
This episode is such chaotic energy.
It's chaotic, isn't it? I did say I got brain fog and I got dressed like a fucking Teletubby in a leotard. So, you know, it's always a good way to start.
I mean, it's a way to start. I don't know if it's a good way to start.
It's definitely a certain way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so Dani, what is floating your boat this week? Now we've talked about my workplace.
I mean, I disapproved
issues.
of the thing that was floating your boat, but I don't actually have anything.
See, how can you disprove when you haven't got anything? Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been working a lot this week and I haven't really had time to like enjoy stuff. I've just been doing. But something that did happen, which I thought I could tell, was I was driving to work and when you have these like moments where you get like a cringe flashback.
Oh god, yeah, I have so many.
And it hits you so hard that you feel like you might as well be living it again.
Yeah.
And it just is horrific and you just want it to I just thought about it for
you
like
want
the rest
earth
of the day.
to swallow you up forever. Yeah.
And I don't know why I did it. So this was back in uni. The story takes place. And as we've said before, we did a drama degree. And this was a third-year project where you get together in small groups and you put a show on. You pick your directors, actors.
Yeah, small scale, or what was it called? Creative company they changed it to. Yeah.
So, and you pick your technical people, your actors, your directors. So I was the director. I had some actors and we had some stage crew. And
that was a fun time.
That was a fun time. We put on a play called Attempts on Her Life. Attempts
on a Life. Yeah.
Which, for anyone that doesn't know, is a very weird play which doesn't have like characters. It just has lines of dialogue with scenes that kind of don't make any sense, really. You've got to put your own meaning to it when it's performed. There's no context given for anything. And a lot of people hate the play. And fair enough, I do think it's a bit of a weird one. But I
really enjoyed what you did with it.
I like what we did with it. We did something a bit different with it. I can't remember off the top of my head now. But the director or course leader came to see the play with my sixth form tutor who he was friends with.
Oh, okay.
So they both came.
This sounds like a recipe for so much fun.
They put the show went on. It went really well. The actors were amazing. The technical people were amazing. Everybody did super, super well. And then after the show, he came up to me with my ex-sixth form tutor, said, that is even better than how I directed it. You did so well. A normal person should nod and say thank you. You know what I said, Adele? You know what I said?
What did you say?
I couldn't stop saying. I don't know why I couldn't stop saying it. This is high praise indeed.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. I just couldn't stop saying it. I'm like, stop saying it. This, and he just was like, yeah, it's really, really good. I'm like, yeah, this is high praise indeed. This is high praise indeed.
I think perhaps you were having a mini breakdown because I know that was quite a stressful play to put on because of how it was staged and also moving it from venues because you, like for many people, for our creative company, we had to, I think it was the first year ever that they'd done this, they made you go out and source your own venues and you'd had to not only have to rehearse, you had to find your own rehearsal spaces as well. You were only allowed so much rehearsal at university to try and make it so you were a full company and actually working as an independent company. Yeah, so I know how stressed you were and that there were some minor
but there's no excuse for just repeatedly saying. If I'd have said it once, it'd have been bad.
Yeah,
but I just kept saying it. And
I think as well, if you just said it casually, like, oh yeah, high praise indeed, it would have come across like, yeah, I'm super cool and that's cool that you think it's good, but I'm cool enough to take that on.
It didn't happen like that. I'm like, who says this? Who actually
you
speaks
say it.
like this?
You were so mid
I'm having
breakdown
like
in
an
third year,
internal existential crisis while this conversation is happening. My ex, sixth form tutor's looking at me, and I can kind of tell she's thinking, "Oh, this is weird." And then he's looking at me, my university lecturer looking at me, thinking, "This is kind of weird." And I'm like, "Please stop saying it."
Can I
Danielle.
ask,
Danielle.
was this Frog that said it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I vaguely remember you telling me about this like last year or the year before, but I couldn't remember if it was...
It made me feel so ill, and then I forgot it, and I was just driving to work, and it just hit me again, and I was like, oh my God, why am I the worst?
Yeah, moments where you just, things come back and you're like, oh, I hope I never see that person ever again because I want to die.
And then I still had to do another 2 semesters there.
Yeah, because your creative company was the first one on, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones on. And that play now forever will be just a reminder of that moment. I can't even I'm like, everyone did such a good job, and then I just think back to myself going, this is high praise indeed. And I'm like, please stop.
I think we've all done it though, no matter what age you are as well. I think there's always a moment where you're like, oh, did I really? Can I not rewind and just not?
I should have just nodded. I should have said, oh, thank you. Like a normal human being. No. Oh, thank you. That's you know what? That's really kind, lecturer of mine. This is high praise indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I am the worst.
I mean, you say this, but I'm someone who sat in the car with one of our lecturers telling him how, because obviously we shouldn't have been alone in a car together, but we were due to circumstance. And basically told him it's okay. I know you're not going to try any funny business, but if you did, I'd be able to kill you. So, yeah. If you want something cringeworthy,
I don't know what I'm going to call this episode. What are we going to call this fucking episode?
I mean, we both have done some weird things in university. You had youth on your side. I have no idea what I was going through. None whatsoever. Yeah, indeed.
Oh
high praise.
Praise indeed.
Oh God! Sometimes I miss university, and then sometimes I have these memories. I'm like, oh no, glad I'm not there.
Yeah,
anymore.
I think my thing with uni is I'm glad it happened. Never ask me to do it again.
I keep thinking though how much I really want to go back and do a master's. I'm not gonna say specifically with still staying within acting, but I just want to get to that point where I've got doctorates, where I've got a doctorate and I can call myself doctor and pretend to actually be a surgeon by walking around in medical stuff, like scrubs and stuff. It's not okay, I know that, but I've got a stethoscope. We're all wearing surgical masks these days, so it's just one step away.
Yeah, but what happens in case of emergency? Okay, scenario, case of emergency. Yeah. Doctor, please help me.
Okay. Well, it depends what they want help with.
I'm having a heart attack.
All right, cool. I've been in... Oh, God, I'm going to have to tell you... Have I told you the story where I actually witnessed a heart attack?
Is this pod-friendly?
It's kind of pod-friendly, yeah. It makes me sound like a horrific person, but hey, this whole episode makes me sound like a paedophile. And I don't know what it is for old people, but that word, I know there's a word for it. So, yeah, let's just dive right in there. So while we were at uni, I took a summer job working for an events company, and it was like all outdoor events, which is cool. I enjoyed it. It was really good fun. And I did it for the entirety of uni, where I did my summers working at this outdoor events company. And the last year at uni, in fact, actually, I think we just finished uni and I got the job I've got now, but I was still doing a couple of events here and there. And we had this job in Wales. So we went to Wales and this company was celebrating, I'm not going to name names or anything, but this particular company that we would put in the event on for was celebrating 1,000 days without any workplace accidents. Yay, health and safety.
I'm just remembering the title of the story.
So we put this event on. It was all like adult bouncy
Not
things.
to interrupt your story, but that is so tempting fate. It's
God, isn't it? Right? And the big banner saying 1,000 days without any workplace accident, tempting even more. So it's a small company, and we've got all this equipment set up on the grass, and there's things like it's a bit like a bit like Takeshi's Castle type of things, where you like got all these bouncy things to, and everyone has to sign a waiver before they get on certain equipment to say they've got no health conditions that could cause them problems because it could put a strain on their heart or, give them an injury, whatever. So everyone signs these waivers, and they're also not allowed to drink while using the equipment. Cool, right? But some people brought their own beer. So some people bring their own beer, and I'm on Operation, Giant Operation. That was the game I was given that day. And it was like the one day when my name was put down accidentally as the, I think I was put down as the event manager for the day, which I clearly was not. Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. I
wasn't even a full-time employee, but my name was down as the event manager for the day. Yeah. So like we're there, and I'm at my big game of Operation, just kind of guiding like the young kids because it's a family event. They've invited all the families and everything. So yeah, and I'm standing there, and there's this guy. I've seen him drink a couple of beers, and I've seen him go on different equipment and go around. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. So he's standing in line to get his face painted, and he's a youngish guy. He's like in his 30s. Standing in line to get his face painted, and I know the two women in front of him are like his partner and his sister or sister-in-law. And all of a sudden he's on his knees, and I'm thinking, hey up, this guy's like a pisshead and gonna propose to his girlfriend. So like as he's on his knees behind his girlfriend, he then headbutts her, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy is super hammered. She moves and freaks out, and like he literally like headbutts the floor, like proper face slams it. And I'm thinking, this dude is an idiot. He's so pissed that he is like face planting the floor. Just get up and stop dicking around. So then he starts having like this kind of fit, and I'm like, oh, okay. Thank God we had a paramedic,
Yeah.
So then I'm like, from where I am, I can't really leave where I am, but I had to shout over to the paramedic to come over. It turns out this guy is like having a full-on heart attack. I know.
Oh my God.
Right? And part of me wants to get in there because I love medicine. I've always wanted to be a doctor, and, doctor or actor. Hey, guess which one went out?
I could just act in a drama.
So I was like, so then I'm like standing there going, I should really want to help this guy. But I also know that A, he's vomiting, and B, the next thing after vomiting is that the body empties. When it's trying to die, it empties. And I'm just stood there going, you know what? I should be helping. But I've also got like a 2-hour commute home, and I don't want to get covered in other people's bodily fluids.
Oh.
So the answer to that story of what would happen if someone said, hey, I need a doctor, I'm having a heart attack, I would step away because I am not getting covered in your bodily fluids.
Was the man okay?
Yes, we got the air ambulance out.
Oh, God.
We had to get the air ambulance. So the paramedic was on site and got there's like this really cool thing that sucks the vomit out of someone's throat when they're choking on it. So the paramedic was there. He got that. We learned that the guy had a pacemaker, which was causing him to vomit and fit while he was having the heart attack. And so he had got a heart condition already that he knew about and shouldn't have been using the equipment. And so we got the air ambulance out. The air ambulance, it was so small, the area, that the air ambulance actually couldn't, helicopter couldn't land. So they had to get a second ambulance, like a proper ambulance, to take him from the site to the air ambulance. And he made it. He was okay. He was like up and talking again. And yeah, so he lived. He lived.
Okay.
But yes, moral of the story is do not rely on me if you're going to have any kind of fit where you're going to vom.
Well, don't dress like a doctor then.
Or, I mean, if I'd have been wearing scrubs, I think I would have been better about it because, you can take them off. But my own clothes, well, it was my work uniform. And I'd only got one uniform because I was a casual rather than a full-time employee. So
it's like managing the event that day.
Well, yeah, apparently also managing the event that day. But yeah, so the moral of the story is unless I'm wearing scrubs, don't come near me and vom because I ain't going to pick up after you.
I mean, I don't know if that's the moral, but we'll take that as the moral of the story.
Anyway, so yeah, I still want a doctorate in something that's not medical related just so I can have my name as doctor.
Why don't you go for something medical related?
Because I looked into that and it's very hard to get onto medical courses. And at the time when I chose which degree to do, it was because I wanted to spend more time with my dogs because it's like 52 hours a week doing your medical degree and then study afterwards. and it's a long slog. Plus, I've already got a bachelor's degree, which means I wouldn't be able to get in and get funding to do a medical degree until I was at the point of finishing the bachelor's to get onto the finals, if that makes sense. So you have 3 years undergrad and then you do although it's all one, it's like a 5-year course. So I would only get funding for the last 2 years of a medical degree, which is really sad. I looked into the RAF as well, but I have animals and I don't want to leave my animals.
I was going to say the medical profession is not the place to go if you want to like have weekends off and have
it's
animals.
not so much weekends. It's more obviously like it's a long day, and if you've got elderly animals like mine, I want to spend that time with them. Which, you know, but like I looked into the RAF because I could still do a medical degree with them. And I love a uniform. So it's double whammy, 2 uniforms in one. You know? But yeah, so that's the main reason why. It's just the fact that I would have to be away a lot. And I don't want that. Which is very sad because I am fascinated by the human body. I would love to, I was going to say ram things into people, but you know, tubes and needles and
I don't really know how you segue from this now, Adele. I'll let you segue.
I am so sorry. Yeah, we went down another rabbit. It's like the rabbit hole of my brain today is. I did apologise as we start. That's all I can say. I apologise.
I think we're going to need to. I think we're like all the times we're joking, but this time I really think we're going to have to say sorry. We're so sorry.
I mean, we are sorry, but be thankful. I am not a doctor. So, hey guys, you're welcome. I don't get to like shove needles and things into people.
Thank you.
And also, if anyone was ever wondering what kind of doctor I wanted, it was going to be urology, so it would only really be men that would have to worry
about you.
Yeah.
And your predatory ways and your
well, I know, because then I'd get struck off, you know, but
you would.
Yeah, I would get struck off. But I mean, the prodding, it would only be men that would have to worry about being under anaesthetic and me shoving tubes into places they don't want them shoved into.
Never join the medical profession. Is what I'm gonna say.
I don't think I'm allowed now anyway. I think I've already been struck off from this singular episode of the podcast.
Yeah. If you ever apply, I will send this to your prospective employer. I'll be like, listen to that. Before you hire Adele, listen to this.
If it helps, I have changed my mind. I've gone from urology now into potentially into sports medicine, just because I find that more interesting these days than...
But are you going to do anything with these ideas?
No, because I mean, let's face it, I've done a 3-year degree already. I'm still knackered from it 3 years later. Yeah. So imagine trying to go back and do one.
But I'm glad you're considering not doing sports medicine. That's nice.
Yeah, I know, right? I just want the letters and the ability to sit there and look professional whilst giving advice, basically. That's the good. I'm not bothered about actually treating patients.
I feel like you're giving me brain fog. Like, I feel like I'm so confused at, like, what is happening in my life.
I don't know what is happening. I have I'm a bit... Yeah, I don't even... This is not even something I've thought about this week. So, you know, how are we here? How?
What was the moment? There's the musical theatre coming back.
Oh, God. Yeah. See, this is how I ended up on the acting degree rather than the medical degree. Because we can't say a sentence without thinking musical theatre.
Yeah, that's true.
And imagine that in an operating theatre. How are you going to get through that? Also, I get very bored. That was the other criteria, because my brother was like, "Oh, why don't you?" I'm going back to the medical thing now. My brother was like, "Oh, instead of being a doctor, why don't you try being an operating theatre practitioner?" Because they're in surgery, and I love being in scrubs and scrubbing up and everything. Like, they're in surgery too. I did look seriously into that because I didn't need to do a degree; it was just a diploma, and I could have easily got on the course and whatever. And I realised how much concentration you need to be in theatre. Not on stage theatre, but medical theatre. I was like, yeah, you know what? I struggle to get through 10 minutes without my brain drifting. If I've got to monitor somebody's heart and breathing, that person's going to be dead on that slab.
You did, honey.
Yeah.
You did.
I was like, oh, so the anaesthetist wants me to help? Cool, but let me just think about this boy I met yesterday.
Yeah, so there was this time I met this guy at a bus stop and I had odd shoes on and we made out. Wait, what? Is the patient okay? No, he's dead. He's real dead, boys. He's dead.
Yeah, so I realised that profession wasn't for me, which is why I thought, sports medicine might be better because at least I've got a chance for my brain to drift.
Wander.
Yeah. What can I say? I know myself.
What can you say? What have
Well, I've said a lot. I've said a lot already.
You maybe said too much.
Yeah.
You maybe have said too much.
I think I always say too much, but today I really went off the scale of too much.
You did. You really did.
I'm going to blame my peppermint coffee. Because it's I don't know why. It's just really, I'm drinking it right now, so.
Honestly, I wish we did visuals. We need to one day do visuals. It's just because equipment, it's hard at the minute to do that.
It is. Why do you want visuals today? I mean, I'm wearing
just
the,
so people
the
can
unitard,
see.
So.
That's one reason why. And then also so people can see that the shock on my face. And the eyes and just everything that's going on.
Yeah, I think actually it would have been nice to have the visuals of your face as we were telling the story about the schoolboy at the bus stop.
Yeah.
You know?
Now he's a schoolboy. The story changes.
Well, no, but like I said, he was at sixth form at a public school. So I'm not going to mention which public school he was at. But
please don't. Please, for the love of Jehovah, don't.
No, exactly. But, yeah. What can I say? I've said everything as we've already said. I feel like Dani, what's going on in your life this week other than cringing about things that happened 4 years ago?
Work, sleep, and then I write, and then I go work and I sleep and I write and I work and sleep and I write. That's it.
See, this is how we've ended up where we are today because you didn't bring anything to the table in terms of what's floating your boat.
This is a weird way to
I'm putting the blame on you.
Blame.
Yeah,
this
I know, right?
This is so weird. A weird thing to shift blame on for me.
I have to put the blame somewhere because otherwise we're just staying in that warren that is my brain.
I don't want to be here.
I don't think it's a dark cave that you're never going to get out of.
Let me
get out. Out.
Get out.
Oh, anyway, you met up with one of our friends a couple of weeks ago. This is such a gear change, but I haven't caught up with you properly since you went out for a rainy walk on the bank holiday.
Yes, I did. I went out for a rainy walk with
Schmoz.
What did we name him? Mars.
Schmoz.
We named him Mars. Schmoz.
Schmoz. Everyone just has Schmo in front of the name because it disguises it so well.
Yeah, no one will know. No one will work the code out. That's why we do these things. Yeah,
exactly.
I went out for a day, drove up to where Schmaz lives. We had a wander around the town centre and had a cup of coffee and a bit of food and came back. Also, I want to give a little shout out to her because she is now with an agency.
Yay! Yes, I forgot actually. Yay! Yay, Schmoz. You've got an agency if anyone.
So one day we're going to have a famous in our friend group.
Yes! I'm so excited. I'm very big congratulations, Schmoz.
I've told her if she ever gets an Oscar,
she's got to dedicate it to us.
She's bringing me.
Oh, I was thinking she's got to actually dedicate the whole Oscar to just us.
And that as well, but she's got to bring us and then dedicate the Oscar to it.
Yes, I want the Oscar.
What's her mother done?
I know exactly.
What's
did she raise her for like 18 years?
Did she bring her into this world?
You know, who did that? Me and you.
We made her. But yes, high hopes for her.
Yeah, I'm really pleased.
Good vibes.
She's wanted this for so long, and the pandemic kind of got in the way of things because things were just taking off for her, and then pandemic happened, and it really sort of So super pleased. She's got an agent. We're going to be seeing her on like something at some point soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. And if I do, I will not shut up about it.
Oh God, no. We're all going to be
an advert for hemorrhoids, and I'm going to be like your biggest fan. Like I'm going to be there
retweeting
cheering.
that advert for hemorrhoids.
Woo! There's my girl.
I don't think they do adverts for hemorrhoid cream anymore. I think the last person I know of that openly did that was like the guy who played Joey in Friends. I mean, I don't know him but you know,
I
no
was gonna
of.
say, you know personally.
Yeah, yeah, super cool friends. Matt LeBlanc and I, we bumped into each
Best-
other when he was filming Top
besties.
Gear, so you know.
You know.
Yeah.
One of kind of
That's something this week. Randomly, I've been watching a lot of Top Gear. I've got this obsession with wanting a car.
He's not even on Top Gear anymore, is he?
No, but not. I've been watching like the new ones and the really old ones, and I skip out on the Chris Evans and Matt LeBlanc and pretend it never happened.
As we all do.
Yeah, it's one of those things we all pretend it never happened. Yeah, but
I'm not
just
gonna lie. I don't think I've seen Top Gear for about 15 years, maybe.
wow, it's so much fun. It is fun, but like I say, it sort of happened because I've got this obsession with wanting a car right now. Desperately
You'll learn
wanted
to
a car.
drive.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's come from the trauma of having to catch a bus again
Yeah.
and not being young and single and able to pull on the bus. You know, it's traumatic.
The trauma. The actual trauma.
Yeah. But I've seen many cars and like I have a huge dog, which I mean we've all heard it barking today potentially. But yeah, so I can't just get like a normal small car that most new drivers would get. I need to get like a beast of a car that can fit
Where are
my
you gonna put that? You know what I mean? When you get it.
outside my house.
You live in a tiny street, bro.
Yeah, I know, but like don't forget you can drop a curb. I don't know, like something the cool kids say. Drop
I don't
a
know
curb.
why. It just makes. I just have visuals now of you just punching a curb. Drop
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm not going to do that because my knuckles are already dry and split. I don't want to get more.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, so I mean, I'll stick it outside the house or on the car park at work while I'm at work in the places you would normally place a car.
A big ass car. It'll be a big ass
I don't
car.
want it huge. Like okay. So for anyone who's American, ignore this car because your version of this car is totally different. But for the British public, I want a Ford Fusion, which is like a total granddad car. But it's like, it's got a high enough roof that I can fit my dog in and my boyfriend
In the
at the
roof?
same time. No, but like, you know, like when you're seated, the
Yeah.
ceiling height is high enough that I can fit both my boyfriend and my dog in the car. Because the other problem I have is my boyfriend is nearly 7 foot, so he also cannot fit in a car that's small. He's 6'7".
He's 6'7".
Yeah. So yeah, so I could get a small car for me, but then I can't fit the dog or the boyfriend in. Just have a sunroof. I need a car with a sunroof, basically.
Stick your head out, you'll be fine. I can't see any issues with this at all. This'll cause no problems.
Exactly. Perfect solution.
Fine.
Yeah.
Who needs a head? It's just it's extra weight. You don't need
It's just,
it.
you just get in the sun. Those natural highlights on your hair.
It'll be so cute. You'll be so in.
Exactly.
Shall we call it? I'm calling it. I feel like I've
Calm
been
down.
on the weirdest trip
It's
of my
been a
life.
bit of a trip today. I will say that. It's been... I'm just going to blame the fact that
Yeah.
I've got that IT trauma going on. And the IT trauma hotline was not available because we only
You cannot
invented
blame error
just.
9996 on this.
minus 9996. That's what it's
Okay.
not just. I mean, if it was 9996, we would have been okay. But because it was minus 9996, the trauma is real.
That's an
right now.
Audacity error. If you're very interested, you can Google that error and then you can understand
Find
the
out
problems we have.
exactly what it is. Yeah,
If you're one
'cause
of those
we still
IT
don't know.
nerds, you can do that too. Yeah.
And you could also probably run the IT trauma hotline for us. Thank you.
Hello, this is IT Trauma. How can we help?
Okay, we do need to call it because I've gone.
Yeah.
I've just gone.
She's gone.
I'm gone. I mean, I was gone at the
So,
beginning. So.
I apologise for Adele.
Thank
this
you. I did
episode.
apologise in advance. What can I say? And I am sorry. Thank you if you made it into the full 50 minutes of my ramblings and the depth of my brain. Where
The
there's a
depth
fly.
of depravity.
Yeah. So thank you. And hey, if you're
Bye.
pappy and listening, you can get my
Bye,
phone
bye,
number
bye, bye,
anytime.
bye.
Bye.
Please, end it now, please.
I feel like now I've got into like shell shock from my IT trauma and I can't talk.
Not
anymore. I'm
your
just
IT
sitting
trauma.
rocking.
It's okay. It's working now.
No, but I'm
It's
still
okay.
trauma. I've got PTSD from the IT.
Oh my god, that's so many letters. I can't even comprehend the amount of letters.
It's too much for me. It's